Florida Senator Marco Rubio, the only candidate who spoke about how technology is changing our economy. Sun Microsystems co-founder Scott McNealy is with me now. Glad to have you here, Scott. Does it concern you that only one candidate alluded to tech and innovation and really how our economy is changing because of those two entities?
Yeah, I think government is having a hard time. You know, when you move laws and regulations at the speed of Congress, we're moving at the speed of photons now. And I think that electrons, all the rest of it, I think it's going to be very difficult. Just in my hometown of San Jose, the cabbies were striking because they don't like Uber and Lyft. Get over it. I mean, the dumbest thing they can do is strike so that everybody moves to Lyft and Uber faster. But, you know, that's sort of what government-sponsored and regulated businesses do when the free market gets involved.
Well, in any case, I mean, government often, right, or any big entity, even large corporations, feel challenged and threatened sometimes by change. But as a tech pioneer, how do you see the next president? What is the best piece of advice that you could give that person?
I think the next president ought to get the government out of the private sector. The government ought to be doing things that protect people's personal liberties and rights, that keep them safe and secure, whether it be national security or local law enforcement. And rights are something you can give everyone without taking from anyone. And the smaller they can make government by definition is a monopoly. I studied economics at Harvard, wrote an antitrust. I've actually read the Sherman Antitrust Act. Monopoly is the word in capitalism. Governments are monopolies. Keep it as small as you possibly can and eliminate the amount of inefficiency, ineffectiveness, corruptness, all the rest of it. 2/3 of our federal budget is taking money from people who earned it and redistributing it to buy votes in a very corrupt way, most of the time, to buy votes by people who want to stay in office. And that's just a ridiculous misallocation of capital in a free market world. And by the way, if you don't have financial freedoms and liberties, you're going to lose your personal freedoms and liberties, which is why I always vote for smaller government, less regulation, and more personal responsibility.
All right. I am glad to have those views because it is important to hear from leaders in the business community. I have to ask you very quickly, you are known as a hardware company, which you have, or has founded a hardware company, but you have now founded this social analytics company, Weigh In. How much fun is that for you to work on now?
It's pretty interesting. You know, we kind of disrupted a lot in the hardware and software world, and basically the big innovation was the internet. Now we're basically going after the print and media, TV media buys, which are very static, very non-interactive. It turns out people are now spending more time online globally than they are in front of the TV, yet only 25% of the media buys are digital real-time marketing. And we think with our technology cloud and big database marketing campaigns, we can really change that world and close that gap and, in fact, reverse it very aggressively. We have something that's measurable, provable, and improvable.
We are looking forward to hearing more. In the meantime, Scott McNealy, thank you very much for the time.